to know about South Korean education system and the information. So I'm really happy and glad to be here. So let's start about myself. So I'm Sridevi Arunachalam. I'm there in this overseas education industry for more than 19 years, uh, specifically into a lot of countries. But now currently, I'm the regional director of KUAC, Korean University Admission Center. And what we do in KUAC, I'll just explain you and how we have been placed in this country. So Sandeep, like if you don't mind, can you just switch on the PPT of KUAC? Yes. So it's a global education consulting firm in Korea, and we have got our presence in more than 25 plus countries, and operating regional offices and marketing networking in many countries. So one-stop services, like we guide you about the courses and universities, which university to apply for, and what kind of scholarships that you would be getting it. And I will be giving you more information about the scholarships in the next few more minutes. And they are into airport pickup and the further counseling for your masters or PhD, or if you would like to go settle down in the same country after your studies, even that, we take care of it. And international campaigns and all networking linking related to the foreign educational institutions is being done by KUAC. The presence of the regional offices are here. You can just see that. This slide will show you like where they are presented. They have many offices across the globe. And in India, I'm the one who is taking care of it. So as a regional director, and I'm presented in Chennai. But now in Mumbai, like we have Rex, like that we have a lot of other companies in other states also. But anyway, the presence of mine will be there all over India. The next slide, please. So here, when it comes to South Korea, like mainly we have one concern that how are we going to manage the language? So as per the government rule, the Indians are allowed to apply for the English track courses as the priority. And anybody who wants to go and learn South Korean, the Korean language, then it's possible. Like in any university, you can apply the Korean language separately, and then followed by you can apply for the Korean track courses also. So the education system is one of the best education system, and they have got about almost like 4 to 5 years. They have got the best education system awards across the globe, and they stand number one. South Korea stands number one. The Korean education system is slightly different from the other countries, and I will be explaining you that in a short moment. Then the tuition fees are reasonable as well. Like they give a lot of scholarships, and living expenses are affordable. When it comes to the part-time job, like you have 20 hours part-time, so that is also one of the added advantage for any student, any country, and that's one of the most important fact, like why people are more interested to go to this particular country, I would say. Apart from that, the job placement support is available after the studies, and KUAC takes care of that. The opportunities to work in Korea, they guide you and they support you even after the education. So that is one of their prime services. And permanent residentship is available to each and every student after their studies. And if you wish to stay back, if you wish to do your job over there, or if you would like to apply for your permanent residentship, you are perfectly welcome to that country. And this is one of the most important factor, like why again people are mostly looking out for South Korea to go and settle down. So via studies, like if you go and find the job and then settling down would be much easier than trying through the direct permits. So coming to the food, the style of the country, all that, like we will talk about it now. So the education system is excellent, I said. So what do they do and what is different here? Here, the bachelor degrees are going to be 4 years and it is not 3 years. So this 4 years, like whether you do arts and science or engineering, whatever the course that you do, the course is going to be 4 years. And they are very strict about the entry requirements. So IELTS or TOEFL, any one examination that you definitely have to take it. And that is number one. And Korean language is not mandatory, and if you have it, it is well and good. Otherwise, you can go there and then you can study. So that's not an issue. So here, the language, the medium of instruction is going to be in English. For Indian students, it's going to be in English, and we have about primary courses like business management, hospitality management, and anything related to engineering are the prime courses where the students are much interested. And when I was in Korea, like I had seen more than in a campus like minimum of 2000 to 2500 students I have seen. I've been to many universities, and in that, like just Indian students, like we have got many. um, Other than that, like when that comes to the education system, like for the masters it's going to be for 2 years, and followed by, like if you wish to work over there, it is possible. As I told you already, there is a visa called E7, and this is once you complete your studies, you can apply for your work permit, and then you can continue to work there for about 2 to 3 years. Then if you are interested, you can apply for your permanent residentship anytime. So this is the procedure over there. And when that comes to the studies, many courses, and especially like engineering stands number one and business management stands number two. So as per the interest of international students, the survey says this. And when that comes to the tuition fees, it is affordable, as I told you. So how affordable it is, like I would say like it is a minimum fees of about 4 lakhs to 6 lakh per annum when that comes to the tuition fees in any university. So here, like they divide into two. One is public, the other one is private. And whether it is public university or private university, everything is being owned by government. And without government rules, like nothing is happening over there. So the process is very strict over here when it comes to the admission process. So what is the minimum criteria for applying for any courses when that comes to UG or PG? Minimum percentage itself, like we wanted 75. So any student like who wants to apply with the scholarship, please remember yourself that if you have the percentage minimum of 75 and above, then you can apply for your scholarship. And if you do not have that percentage and you have not scored that much, then still you are eligible to apply for it, but then you would not be able to apply for your scholarship. We can try for your admission and we can try to get it in that particular country without any issues, but you have to pay for the tuition fees. So how many types of scholarships are there? So for my knowledge, it is about 20 types of scholarships are there in this particular country, and they encourage a lot of scholarships in each and every university. Only thing is, like all you have to do is like two things. One is good scores in your education, and the second thing, you should have about IELTS of 6.5 in each module of 6 if that is a master's program. And if it is going to be an undergraduate, then it is overall 6, and each and every module should be 5.5 and above. So this is the first thing like which you have to prepare yourself. And if in case you try for your TOEFL, it is 79 is the requirement, IBT. That is a requirement of them. And there are students like you who used to ask me about topic. So you can, if you're interested, you can write that also. But here the criteria is all about either IELTS or TOEFL for Indian students. So I hope like I have clarified about the education system and how to apply for it and what is the criteria over there. When it comes to the cost of living, so this is another interesting thing, like where I was there for about a month over there, and then I have gotten a excellent, what do you say, a good food as well, like a good interesting facts over there. So Sandeep, like if you don't mind, can you just show that picture or that video? Yeah, this one is like, yeah, you can go for it. I will explain. So this is the facts of, this is in KUAC, like where I was in KUAC office. We signed up the agreement and all that last year. And the next picture, the left side, is one of the place called Gyeongbok, and that is one of the cultural place. And so that is one of the good moment of mine. And this one is in the memorial library of Inha University. And the down is a very special picture. Like this student is from Tamil Nadu, from Salem, and he is studying in Kyongdong University. And this particular university is giving 100% scholarship, and he is the student who has been continuously getting 100% scholarship for all 3 years, and now he is in his fourth year. And after this, like, he has a plan of going to Canada also. So he is one of my very close student, and he's doing his education entirely, it is free. So he had not paid even a single penny for his studies, because he has got such a good marks, and he was sustaining the same percentage even after entering the other next years also. So the best thing which I wanted to show you is, like, you can be one among that particular department as one of the top student over there. Like how Deepak has been getting the scholarship, you can also try to get it. So all you have to do is study well and then score good marks and be number one, so that, like, you would be able to get your 100% scholarship. So when the university is giving, why not? You can definitely give it a try, right? So here is a live example, and you can also see his talk in some time. The next picture is the one of the entrance of Kyongdong University. They have many entrances, and the picture is in Inha, the library, and it's a huge campus again. Just go prior the slide, the previous slide, please. Okay, so this is in the Inha campus. The next slide, next slide. Yeah, this is in Inha campus with the officials. And this one is Kyongdong University, one of the entrances of their international department. And many other pictures, many students, and it's a excellent experience of mine, I would say. Uh, yeah, you can play that uh, the interview of the student. Yes. This is the testimony from Indian students, like from Kerala.
I'm Deepak Nayeshwar from Tamil Nadu, southern part of India. I came to this university on fall semester 2018. I was really like this university because it was surrounded by lakes and hills, and it was very peaceful for study. And I also like the way how professors are treating every student. Learn more about administrative skills and field thing because it has more industries like Samsung, Hyundai, and other companies, which helps us to know about the field of business. Teachers are very kind to us and well qualified. KDU staffs and teachers are so helpful and caring about the students. I have learned so many things academically and practically. Our classroom, laboratories, training facilities, and lecture hall take a full advantage of multimedia and electronic connectivity. This is my room. I have one more member, which means one room for 2%. We have also a gym so that we can take care of our health, and we also have a prayer room. As you can see, this is the basement of our dormitory, and this is the kitchen room where we cook our daily. I'm working here during the vacation. I earn money for my tuition fee and living expenses. Sometimes it might be difficult, but really helpful for me. I'm happy with it. Sports and fitness plays a huge part in the campus of KDU. KDU provides a state-of-the-art sports and fitness facilities that include gym, taekwondo, and martial arts training, and various other outdoor athletics facilities designed to meet the needs of students, staffs, alumni, and community. I am Livinton from Kerala, which is the southern part of India. I came to know Kyongdong University through university website, and I got to know that university provides various scholarships such as 50, 70, and 100 percentage. As I had good score in my high school and IELTS, I got 100% scholarship. Our campus is so eco-friendly. We have pine trees, lakes, and a beach near to our university. I am impressed by the Kingdom University staff and the teachers. They are helpful and caring about their students. Our curriculum designed for technically minded students who want to work at the cutting edge of information technology, business innovation, and hotel industry. Kingdom University offer a wide range of undergraduate degree programs across different subject areas in KDU, three campuses. Three main programs are offered in English medium of instruction including business administration, hotel management, and smart computing. Moreover, more than 32 different programs are offered in Korean medium of instruction, such as nursing, medical health, architecture design, and many others. International students are able to work part-time during their semester and they can do their full-time job during the vacation. After graduation, international students will have chance to employ at excellent companies in Korea as well as overseas. Particularly, the prospect of job placement is quite bright because students can speak both languages including English and Korean. One of those strong points is that we have high profile process in this program. Most of our faculty members hold the highest academic degree in their major field. KDU focus more on improving academic performance of students. If you want good bright future and study in Korea, come to KDU. You will never regret it.
Yeah, how was it? So I would like to see some thumbs up or your experience in the chat box. Was it good? Good to know about it? Excellent, excellent.
So to get more thumbs up, let me play a video of food.
No, wait. Let me just give some more information and then you can start with the food. So this is amazing, right? Yeah. So whatever that you have seen in the video, exactly the same the university looks. So they have not exaggerated or no other gimmicks has been given here. Exactly how you are seeing now, the same way like you can see over there also. And one more interesting factor which I personally like is if we wanted to travel to a beach or maybe some places nearby, like how long will it take in our city? But this university, just 5 minutes walkable distance, you have a wonderful beach, and I love that place. And in fact, like I couldn't come out of that area, for more than about 1 hour. Like I was spending over there, and it was too good, very good experience which I had over there. So this university is giving an excellent infrastructure inside the university as well, like around the city, and very clean city. Sokcho, this is the city's name, and Sokcho is a clean city. And for your information, this COVID-19 have been into a lot of places, and almost all over the globe it is there, right? But we have not got even one single case inside Sokcho. So was it not amazing? It's when I heard this for the first time, I was thinking like maybe like after some time this particular place also is going to get affected. But I have not got that kind of information even till date. Every day I'm in touch with them, and then it is such a clean city, and they are very strict about the health. And particularly like the government is so strict, like well you cannot throw even a small paper in the road or whatever it is. Like the citizen of that particular country also is so keen and clean. So they themselves will be telling you not to put even a single small paper down. If you wanted to do that, like you should carry that for certain while and then like go and put it only in the bin. So that's the system what they follow, and I really like it. And I'm seeing one question here, and it is a very good relevant question. So how far is Seoul for this city? It's about like around 2 hours. And the students, I'll give you one interesting factor again here. And Kyongdong is one of the best university, I would say. The reasons are employment rating is really high. It's about 97%. They guarantee you the admission offer. If any student who is available here with the 12th standard marks and above 75, please apply for your scholarship. And the review will be done by us. And the first interview will be done by me. And the second interview will be done by another professor. And the third interview will be done by the program coordinator. And then you would be informed about the scholarship. You can apply for both scholarship programs as well non-scholarship programs. For further information, you can contact later with Rex, and they would be able to help you out for sure. You can also be in touch with me whenever it is required. So they will take care of it, and they will make sure that the call is connected to me, and you can meet me or talk to me separately. So when that comes to the employment rating, like I told you, it's 97%. So how do they maintain it? It's been almost like 7 to 10 years. They stand number one in the entire Seoul or entire, yeah, it's an entire Seoul only, I would say. So in that case, like how is it possible? The reasons are they give a lot of preference, especially for the international students. When you go, like they give you a the guarantee of getting a part-time job, and the university themselves are helping you. Okay, they just give you the guidance and all that as well. Like they also have the uh, to and fro facility, so the pickup and drop service is also there inside the university. So any student who wants to go for a work and then come back to your dormitory, there is no problem at all. You don't have to get panic, and it's very easy and simple, and no need of the language issue also over there. So that is another interesting part, like because the university is helping out, and they make you to learn the language, so you don't have to worry about it. After you go there, like 2 to 3 months of time, if you be there, then it is possible for you to get the part time, and you can earn a handsome money. You know how much? Any guesses? I just wanted like anyone can guess it, and then you can mention a number over there. In part time, how much you would be able to earn? Any idea? 10,000 one per hour. We will calculate in USD, which is common and it's easy for everyone. USD per month calculation. 100 USD per hour, I mean per day, you mean? Per month? 100 USD per month? Okay. So I will tell you, and you will wonder. You will really wonder. You know, it's 2,000 US dollars you would be earning for sure. 1,700 to $2,000 minimum you will be earning. And in our language, it is real. I'm not joking. And every student over there like are making this money. And you have seen Deepak over there as well, Sahil, and everyone are going for the job. In fact, Deepak used to tell me that no ma'am, like I would go only for Saturdays and Sundays because I'm so busy. You know, because he had not paid even a single penny for his education, and he is a very bright student. He just studies himself, like whenever once the classes are over, then he goes to his room, and then like he will start studying, and he'll just play around and all that. And the playground is there. You have seen a wonderful playground there, right? So they go for the what do you say, like for the workouts and all that. Then he comes back and he works only on Saturdays and Sundays. And this student is in regular touch with me, so I know him very well, like what he does and how his activities are, everything. I'll try to get connect to this number of students, the Indian students, if in case possible. Apartments are there nearby to that university, but what happens is it is expensive to the students living, like the apartments are expensive, but you can actually get a wonderful accommodation, hostel facility inside the university, and that's the best place. in one room, like you can take twin sharing, that is excellent, and they have a very good standard over there, and you have separate for both men and women, so there is no problem. And you have a separate kitchen. So now the students might fear about the food. Food is one of the most important factor, right? So what I would suggest you is like, if you know cooking well and good, you have a kitchen and you can just go buy your own things. You have separate supermarkets in every university. I say, like, most of the universities, they have the supermarkets when the dormitory, like if the students are available, the international students are available. And especially in Gyeongdong, I have seen particularly, like I've been to that supermarket and I bought something for me also. So I'm sure like you will get the Indian supermarket and Nepali supermarket, then Bangladeshi supermarket. For everyone you have separate. Whatever you want, you can buy it from there and you get everything over there. So how the Indian food style that is required, you get the things over there. You can buy, you can come back to your kitchen, and then you can cook well. Then you can eat however you wish. You can prepare, so that's the best thing. And the classes are till 1 o'clock, 1:30, and later like you are having your study time, or you can go for your part time. And then the full time also is possible during the Saturdays and Sundays, and during any vacation time, like a long time vacation if you have, then you can go for the work full time. So that is legally permitted and allowed. So these are the information that I would be happy to share, and I have already shared. So other than that, what else I wanted to say about the food? This is one of my experience, which Sandeep will be now showing the video. Just see that, like how the food is, and it is about the, I love seafoods, and it is a seafood video which you are going to see. I can share you the foods, the street foods, but that video is not available for this session. Maybe in our next session, we will try to put that. And now you can go ahead, Sandeep.
I think you made half people hungry. Now it's already lunchtime.
So that's a fresh seafood that you get over there. And when you go to the, what do you say, the street food, or maybe like the place wherever, see, they have a lot of food streets, like especially the place where I went is all about the seafoods. So whatever the seafood that you want, you will be getting it, and it is live. They just take it and then they prepare it spot and then they give it to you. So that's one of the good experience. And generally, like, we would be feeling bad, like if there is no masalas, especially for Indians like us, we would be looking out like if that should not stink and all that. So but actually the food taste was really good, and I had not felt anything bad over there. Most of the foods were good, but I would suggest and prefer that it's better to go prepare yourself. And any one time you can go to the market, or you can go to the food street and all, like to have a good experience. Especially for the vegetarian, better not to buy out, and please cook inside the premises. You have a perfect clean kitchen, so you can just aram say, you can buy things and then come back neatly. You can cook, prepare, and then eat. That's a safe way. All kind of bun breads, everything are available, so nothing to worry. And the campus has got the canteen also, so it's all fine. I'm seeing one more thing. Yes, yes, vegetarian foods are available, and you can get the vegetarians also. But if you know the local language, it is well and good, and it is so simple to go for it. I've seen one question here. what is the hostel fees? The hostel fees, all that information, like we have it separately, like we can discuss about it, like twin sharing, triple sharing and all that is there. But what I would suggest you and wanted to inform you is, compared to the outside, like if you go, generally this happens, no, in any country, what we suggest is like you can take a outside the apartments than staying inside. This is what we suggest, in fact. But here, this university gives you a compatible rates and a best quality, including the kitchen, I mean. So you are definitely like you can take this as a choice than like staying outside, because once you go there, you yourself will understand it, like I'm safe as well, like I have a lot of facilities inside. Even if I stay outside, like I would not be able to get this kind of facility. For Indian students, you can understand it better. Rather me saying that this university is good, that university is good, it is better that you directly talk to the students. If you wanted in Kyongdong, I can arrange it, but in any other university, we need to see the feasibility and all that, and then we can do it. There are a lot of questions, like many programs have been going on, like environmental engineering, architect, then fisheries. I'm 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 wondering to see all these courses, astrophysics, a lot of courses that you have been mentioning. But to be frank, this country has got uh, the good programs, I would say, is like the generic programs like business management, accounting, these kind of courses, and then the political sciences. Then when that comes to other than this, like engineering is good. Engineering like electrical, then civil, then mechanical, computer science, smart computing, these courses are really well. And hospitality management is number one over there, and you get a excellent facilities over there. And it gives you a the moment, like when you're when you're studying, like you would be able to go and work also. So as I told you, $2,000, in the sense it's about hardly about 75,000 to 80,000 rupees, like you can easily make it up. So that money, like you can actually render it for the next year of tuition fees if you wish, or like you can send it back to your home however you wanted. Like you have the account facility over there, and you can for a while, and then you can start giving it to your family back. So that's also possible. Aviation is one of the most wanted course, like asked by many students. But I don't think like the aviation is there for the international students as of now for South Korea. As well, the medicine courses, like the medicine students, like if you are currently studying here, I can take you over there for a week or maybe 10 days or a 15 days of summer immersion program, where you can see the facilities, and then you have to come back, because it is all a Korean track based universities, based courses. So we would not be able to have those courses as of now, as per the government policy. It is not the university policy, it is a government policy. So other than that, the courses whatever I told you, because I'm receiving lots of messages which I'm seeing it, and of course, like in Q&A, like we can start answering for it. But in general, in common, as I told you very clearly, like engineering, management, arts and science are the perfect matches. But in detail, if you wanted to know, you definitely have to give a call to Rex, and here the numbers are mentioned. So you can just mark the numbers, and then you can start emailing the same email ID which has been given over there to find more informations. So all this related to the course or the system, then you can just message over there, and we will be able to get back to you shortly. Maximum of 24 to 48 hours, like our mail will reach you. So I think like I had covered most of the information, and about the part-time and the settlement options also I had told you. So I guess like Sandeep, did I left anything? Do you want me to say something? Any questions that you have? Not about the Q&A, that we will do it separately, but do you have?
Nothing, ma'am. I think it was a very good session. Just to talk about the opportunity to travel. I have many friends in South Korea who were studying there. Okay. And since it is at the heart of Asia, I would say it is very near to Japan, very near to China, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, all these countries are very nearby. So once you go there, you have a very good chance of traveling these neighboring countries. And you can also, with a South Korean degree, you can get a job in Singapore, Australia, or even in China. So take this opportunity to not only see South Korea, but the other Asian countries as well. So apart from that, I think we can move to Q&A now. I think people are already hungry. We are reaching
Actually, one important question has been continuously asked by some of the students, like about the travel and tourism. Yeah, it is one of the wonderful course, but I would suggest you, when that comes to the travel and tourism, we have a lot of other countries, and who gives more preference for the tourism destination, we say. So that type of country you have to choose. So what happens is that gives you lots and lots of exposure, and it will also make you to go the global around. So that is one thing which I wanted to suggest to the students. But South Korea has some of the courses, but not in Kyungdong, but in other universities it is there. When it comes to hospitality, hotel management, or hotel and tourism, then that is available. So as a mix of a course, it's available, but only as travel and tourism, no. Yeah, happy to answer all the questions. You can now start your Q&A.
So there's a question from Mansi Dongre. Will this webinar help for hairdressing industry?
Hairdressing. Hairdressing, there is no courses as of my knowledge for the international students in South Korea as of now. But maybe in future this course will be coming. But for Mansi, like, we can suggest some other countries maybe.
Okay, Mansi, you can get back to us. Send us an email so that we can get back to you. Sneha, we have a question from Sneha saying that what if we already know Korean language? Do we have a better chance?
Of course, you have a better chance, and you can, if you already have the certificate of Korean language, especially like the topic and all, if you have been already wrote, then it is well and good that we can apply for the Korean track programs also. There are certain programs like where we can apply from here. And in case if you just know the language and you do not have any certificates, then no problem, like you can go for the English track courses over there, and once you go there, you can write the exam, or you can directly talk to the coordinator, and then if you wish to change the course, it's possible. That's perfectly fine. It's 100% advantageous option.
Right. There's another question. Can we get admission there without IELTS or TOEFL?
I'll give you one option here. Like, yes, it's possible, but you will not get the scholarship until you complete your IELTS or TOEFL. And with that 75% only, we are going to get the scholarship also. This was already told. But one option I can give it to you, like if suppose like you don't have your IELTS and you still need to apply for your course, you cannot omit that criteria, because this criteria has been given by the government and not by the university. So what you have to do is you can actually keep it as a hold, and once you go to the university, you can give your exam. So this I can get it done for certain students. I cannot promise for everyone, but there are possibilities of doing certain interview level, and if the student is really good in English, we just consider it for this September. It's still open. It's going to close it in maybe another 3 or 4 days. So if anyone would like to join the course immediately, we can still do it, because due to the COVID situation, the intake have been postponed for 1 more month. So the visa and admission, everything together, we have to do it. So this will be a right time to go for it. And if that's the case, they can immediately contact us and we would be able to take it forward. But this IELTS part, like once you go over there in the first 6 months of time, you can submit the papers, because that is mandatorily required for the immigration purpose, and it has to be submitted for the government.
Right.
Duolingo is not accepted as well. They don't, Duolingo is accepted only by the university, not by the government. So you again have to write IELTS or TOEFL. So IELTS and TOEFL only, it's been perfectly eligible to go for it. Even PTE is not accepted. So IELTS or TOEFL is better to write, and do not have to waste the money in other English test courses.
Do we have media studies in South Korea? Question from Anubhav.
No. media studies. I have seen a lot of courses over there, fishery and astrophysics, architect. So these courses, I don't think like for Indian students it's available. The courses have been already told by me, and engineering is perfectly available in any stream which you say. And then there are few arts and science based courses, and the business management is there. Other than that, like we don't have much choices there. The hotel management and travel tourism, these kind of courses are available. Uh,
What about masters in architecture?
Architecture, no. It's not available in Gyeongdong. It's for sure it's not there. For the other universities, we have to give a check. But aviation is not there because I have a few more students like who's been keenly asking for aviation, and aviation course also is not there.
Uh, Question from Sneha is, what about PhD?
PhD, yes, they can apply for it with the proper documentation. If they have all the synopsis and everything is ready, we can definitely try for PhD also. And master course also gets a scholarship. It's not only for the undergraduation, even for masters it's possible. But for this intake, I don't think like it's possible. For the next intake, it's definitely possible. So for that, like what they have to do, they have to apply now, and then they need to wait for about 2 to 3 months of time for the scholarship done, and then they can go for it.
What is the minimum percentage to apply for scholarship for entrance to master's program? Trisha.
For the master's program, also 75%. 70 to 75 would be the minimum scores that what this country is expecting. And their standard is way beyond, like they will not accept less than the score of 65, 60 also they are not accepting. They wanted minimum 70 and 75. That's the criteria which has been given by them. There is one question which I've seen now, an interesting question. So, can we do hotel management course after completing our bachelor's here in India? Yes, of course, like you can do it, but you have completed your bachelor over here, you can still do your master's over there. That's possible. But again, going and doing a bachelor, I don't think so. That's not possible. And the visa process also have been simplified for this intake. This intake, they are going to give the visa in 7 to 10 days of time. So if students are having the IELTS with them and then ready with the mark sheets, then we can immediately apply and we can get it done as early as possible. So that's the best thing I would suggest for any student who had just completed their +2. 12 standard. So that's one. And for the masters, like we had got the deadlines got over, but we can definitely do it for Jan intake. That's fine. We have to start by now, only then we can apply for Jan.
There's a question. I have a 7.6 GPA in pharmacy bachelor's. Can I apply for master's?
Yeah, possible. Like if the course is available, definitely he can apply for it because he has got 7.5 CGPA, right? So it's perfectly fine. That's the requirement for the scholarship based. And without scholarship, it's 7. So the student, whoever is having 7 CGPA to maximum 7.5 or above, then it's perfectly fine to go ahead. Ask them to apply immediately.
Yeah. There's a question from Sherville. Is GRE required?
GRE for which course? For engineering? No. As of now, I have not seen any university asking for GRE as a mandate process. There are certain universities which ask for it apart from your scores. There are some universities asking, for not all the universities. The same way like for GMAT also. For MBA, like yes, they require 2 years of experience and then 2 years of managerial experience, and GMAT also some of the universities ask. So this works depending on the universities. The criteria are a little as I told you, they are little strict about the criteria. But if you have the good scores and things, then it is perfectly fine to go ahead. Yeah.
There's a question. What are some short duration general courses?
You have the Korean language course. That's a short course, which I would say minimum of 6 months, maximum of 1 year, but the minimum of 6 months itself, like it's difficult to get the visa. And now like not sure like how good they are giving it for the short-term courses, because they wanted the students to study for long, and the government expects for the good genuine students So it's better that the student comes there and then studying, in the sense like they have to be there for at least a 1 year course. Short term in the sense our students used to ask like 1 month and 2 months and all that, they are not encouraging at all. Even if you apply for a tourist visa or a visitor visa or any other criterias, like you have to submit a mandate invitation letter. Without that, it is not possible for you to get the things done. So having a option to study over there, then it has to be a genuine student and who really wants to do their career well, so that like further you can settle down very well without any hassles. I'm seeing one question here. Would you please repeat the minimum scores that we need for either TOEFL or IELTS? Yes, I will give you the information again. IELTS, it has to be like, if it is a master's, then it is 6.5 minimum requirement overall, and each and every module should be 6 and above. And for the UG, it is like overall 6, and minimum requirement is like every module 5.5 also is okay. There are universities which accepts with 5 in individual band and overall 5.5. So you can choose any one and then you can go for it. It depends upon the course and it depends upon the exam that what you are taking, that is also there. And when that comes to TOEFL, like it is 71 IBT or 79 IBT. Again, it depends upon the course that what you are choosing. It's better like when you ask us about the course, like we can elaborately tell you like what is the requirement for that particular course and how to take it forward, and you can just proceed it further.
There is a one more question we'll take. Do they require a 15 years education for masters?
Actually, for masters, yes, it's possible, but mostly like 16 years of education is required. And in case if you have only 15, then we need to apply again what post that the person is asking for. That also matters there. In case the person is looking out for a hospitality management, then 15 years education is fine. But in case the student is looking out for a have to do their engineering also, then it is 16 years mandate. Even MBA, like they wanted 16 years. Some of the universities accepts with the scholarship, with the experience. So managerial experience is accepted, right? So based on that, it's possible. Okay, here, what is the opportunity that we get after BBA and then Korean language? See, while doing your BBA itself, you can do your Korean language and you don't have to do it separately, and you don't have to spend your time separately for learning the language, because the language is also taught when you're doing your education. So after that, like as I told you, you can try for your master's maybe, or you can start working over there. Legally, like you can try for your E7 visa, and if you get any employment over there, you can start working over there. Followed by, you can also try to settle down in the same country if you're interested for the PR, or if you wish to go to some other country for your higher studies, even that is okay. Or you can come back to India and then you can get a good job and get worked well, settle down here. That's all up to you.
Ma'am, I think we've taken enough questions. Any other questions, do reach us to us. And our email ID is there, our phone number is there. So we'll take it case to case basis, and all your questions will be answered. Just send it to, because we have currently 100 to 175 questions. So because of short time, what we can do, please add to us, email it to us, WhatsApp me, whatever. This is my number, the first number. So just WhatsApp me, just email me. We'll answer each and every question of yours. Okay, even if it is positive, negative, we'll answer it to you. Okay, so thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you,
One
everybody.
thing which I want to tell the students
Yeah,
are
ma'am.
like, no, don't have to hesitate and then think like whether am I eligible or not. It is okay that you can directly contact the experts and the person who is already there available for you 24/7, and you can definitely contact them and then check like whether it's possible or not. Don't take the decision on your own. Instead, you can give a call or a message. Just one message is enough to reach Rex, and they will take care of it. So the experts will give you a call back, and they will start listening to your exact profile, and based on that, the assessment will be done, the preliminary assessment will be done. From there, you can decide about your country, what you are exactly dreaming about. And if this destination suits you, I'm the most happiest person to welcome you to the country. And if not, also never worry about it. Like, if not this country, there is one more country which is open for you. The doors are always open. So we can definitely try one country or the other. So that shouldn't be an issue. Yes, I'm seeing one last message, like how to contact me. So no problem. You can again call up Sandeep, and Sandeep will be taking the call, and you can definitely get my number from them, and then you can talk to me if you want. I can 100% I'm available all the time. So anytime you can reach through the Rex, and I'm happy to answer for all your questions. So not to worry, and never ever leave your hope. And it's not about 75%. It's not about 55%. 100% abroad options are available for you guys, and it's not just South Korea. One good thing, like, which I want to tell you, wherever we are, we can mark up ourselves, and we can be number one. And think this opportunity is one of the golden opportunity which I'm shared it today, like about 100% scholarship like this. We are planning to do a lot of seminars for you, which will give you more informations about lots and lots of other opportunities. And just wait, the next webinar which we are planning up is related to travel, tourism, and hospitality all across the globe. It's not only one country that we are planning. Like we are going to give you the informative session related to all the countries and how the scopes are available in each and every country. So start from let's keep your budget is about 2 lakhs or 20 lakhs or even more. We are going to give you the solution to you, and whether the marks are going to be 50 or 60 or even whatever the marks that you have, or any breakups or whatever the things, never mind, never feel bad. If you can 100% give one message or a call to this particular number which has been already given over there, do not hesitate. Just give a call, find out like whether am I eligible. So we are here to help you with the clear information. This team is going to take each and every person's requirement, and then they will give you the very clear information. I'm working with them, and they are really sincere and super good enough in replying. So you can just contact them and find out like, where am I eligible or not. That one simple question, you would be having several answers with you. So not one option is open. Your doors are open, and you can apply for many other options also. All the very best. Thank you so much for the opportunity given, and it is a wonderful meeting you all guys here. So
thank you so much,
any other
ma'am.
questions?
Thank you
Any
so
other?
much.
Yeah.
That's it, ma'am. I think I'm already receiving a lot of messages, so I have to reply each and every one. So thank you, everybody. And as I told you that we are going to have another webinar next Saturday, the details of which will be shared with you. And thank you so much again for attending. And we hope to see you again next time. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I'm ending the session now. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.